Part 1. The spark that ignited the world. The world in 1939 was fragile, exhausted by the wounds of the First World War. Europe was a continent of economic instability, political unrest, and simmering resentment. Germany, humiliated by the Treaty of Versailles, faced staggering reparations and a crippled military. The sense of national humiliation and poverty created fertile ground for one man's rise, Adolf Hitler. Hitler's ascent to power in 1933 marked the beginning of a new dark era. He exploited nationalist sentiment, anti-Semitic ideology, and the fear of communism to consolidate power. By rebuilding Germany's army and secretly pursuing rearmament programs, Hitler prepared for the expansion that would soon engulf the world in war. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland using the military tactic known as Blitzkrieg lightning war, a strategy that combined speed, surprise, and overwhelming force. Within days, Britain and France declared war on Germany. Hidden truths and documented facts. Hitler's plans for Poland were not spontaneous, they were meticulously prepared years in advance. Secret documents found after the war, including German military archives, confirmed that Operation Halfrace, Case White, involved a detailed coordination of infantry, armored division, and air support months before the attack. Poland's vulnerability was partly due to intelligence failures in Britain and France. British intelligence and intercepted reports indicating imminent German invasion but failed to act decisively. The Soviet Union under Stalin had secretly signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with Germany in August 1939. This non-aggression treaty included a secret protocol dividing Eastern Europe into spheres of influence. This non-aggression treaty included a secret protocol dividing Eastern Europe into This non-aggression treaty included a secret protocol dividing Eastern Europe into spheres of influence, allowing the USSR to occupy Eastern Poland shortly after Germany's invasion. Many historians argue that the early months of the war, sometimes called the Phone War, were influenced by political persuasion. France and Britain were unprepared for a rapid response, allowing Hitler to consolidate power and prepare for Western conquest. The invasion of Poland was the spark, but behind it were layers of political intrigue, intelligence failures, and secret agreements. The world was about to witness the most devastating conflict in human history. Part 2. The rise of the Nazi in Poland. After conquering Poland, Hitler turned his ambitions westward. By 1914, Germany had launched a series of lightning campaigns against Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. Using the Blitzkrieg strategy, German forces bypassed the heavily fortified Maginot Line and forced France to surrender within 6 weeks. Hidden truths and documented facts. Germany's rapid success in Western Europe relied heavily on intelligence and cryptography. The German military had perfected cipher machines like Enigma, which allowed rapid and secure communications. The Allies, however, struggled until the Polish and British cryptanalysts managed to break the code, a breakthrough that remained secret until decades later. Behind the scenes, the Nazi regime conducted Operation Tannenberg and other secret programs aimed at eliminating political opponents, intelligentsia, and Jewish communities in newly occupied territories. These actions were meticulously documented in German archives. In 1940, Hitler and his high command initiated an able operations convert missions to infiltrate resistance movements across Europe. These secret intelligence programs were critical for consolidating Nazi control and preventing uprisings. Germany's propaganda machine, led by Joseph Goebbels, played a pivotal role in securing both domestic support and controlling occupied territories. Propaganda materials were often based on real intelligence reports and meticulously crafted psychological operations. By 1041, Germany had become the dominant power in continental Europe. Yet, beneath the feast of victory lay secret scientific projects and military experiments which would shape the coming years of war. Part 3: The Hidden Science and Secret Projects. While Germany dominated much of Europe, the Nazi regime was quietly pursuing secret scientific and military projects that remain some of the most shocking and documented aspects of World War II. These projects were not merely theoretical, they had real implications on the battlefield and shaped the post-war world. Documented facts and hidden truths. Germany's V2 rocket program, led by engineer Werner von Braun, was the first long-range guided ballistic missile. These rockets were used to bombard London and Antwerp, causing thousands of civilian casualties. After the war, von Braun and many of his team were recruited by the United States under Operation Paperclip, becoming pivotal in the development of NASA and the American space program. Nuclear research. Nazi Germany had active nuclear research projects aiming to develop atomic weapons. Although they never succeeded, captured documents after the war show that German scientists had theorized reactor designs and uranium enrichment. The Allies monitored these projects closely through espionage networks. Advanced weaponry and experiments. Germany conducted classified experiments including jet engines, synthetic fluids, and high-altitude aircraft. Some of these technologies were decades ahead of their time and influenced both the Cold War arms race and modern aviation. Medical and human experiments. Horrific experiments were carried out in concentration camps, such as testing for extreme cold infections, diseases, and pharmaceutical trials. These were meticulously documented by Nazi doctors and later used as evidence in the Nuremberg trials. Cryptography and espionage. Germany's Enigma machine was central to secure communications, but its complexity led to one of the most remarkable intelligence breakthroughs of the war. Allied cryptographers, led by Alan Turing and the team at Bletchley Park, wrote the code, providing critical intelligence that saved countless lives and shortened the war. Despite the outward image of military dominance, these hidden projects revealed that Nazi Germany invested heavily in technology, science, and espionage to create a potential edge that could have altered the course of history. Part 4: The Eastern Front and the Turning Point. In June 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history, targeting the Soviet Union. He believed the Red Army would collapse within weeks, but the reality proved far more brutal. The Eastern Front became a theater of unprecedented destruction and human suffering, documented facts and hidden truths. Stalingrad, one of the deadliest battles in human history, the Battle of Stalingrad 1942 to 1943 saw over 2 million casualties. The Soviet strategy, meticulous urban warfare, and the harsh winter halted Germany's advance. Secret German documents revealed that Hitler personally interfered with military decisions, demanding no retreat, which led to catastrophic losses. Siege warfare and civilian impact. Cities like Leningrad endured 900-day sieges with starvation and disease causing hundreds of thousands of deaths. Soviet archives confirm detailed records of civilian hardship and resource allocations. Partisan resistance. Behind enemy lines, Soviet partisans conducted guerrilla operations that disrupted German supply lines. Their classified German military reports highlight how these small units had an outsized effect on slowing the Wehrmacht progress. Technological experiments. Both sides tested experimental weapons on the Eastern Front, from improved artillery shells to camouflage techniques and armored vehicles. The harsh conditions accelerated innovation. Strategic intelligence. Soviet intelligence operations, including code-breaking and double agents, were critical in anticipating German movements. The successes of the NKVD and Soviet spy networks were pivotal, yet long hidden from the public. The failure of Operation Barbarossa marked the turning point of World War II. Germany, which seemed unstoppable in 1940, now faced a relentless and determined Soviet counteroffensive, signaling the beginning of its eventual defeat. 5. The secrets of the Allies. While the Axis powers were expanding aggressively, the Allies were quietly building their own secret operations and intelligence networks that would ultimately turn the tide of the war. These efforts, though often hidden from public view, were critical in shaping the outcome. Documented facts and hidden truths. Code-breaking Enigma. The German Enigma machine provided secure communications for the Nazis, but Allied cryptographers, led by Alan Turing at Bletchley Park, successfully deciphered the codes. This breakthrough allowed the Allies to anticipate German attacks, reroute convoys, and save countless lives. The full impact of this achievement remained classified for decades. Operation Overlord Planning. The D-Day invasion, June 6, 1944 was preceded by extensive deception operations, including Operation Bodyguard, which involved fake equipment, misleading radio traffic, and double agents. Many of these plans were so secret that even some Allied commanders did not know the full details until after the invasion. Manhattan Project. The Allies, particularly the United States, secretly developed nuclear weapons under the Manhattan Project. While Germany had explored nuclear research, the Allies successfully built and deployed atomic bombs in 1941, ultimately contributing to Japan's surrender. Intelligence sharing and espionage. Britain, the United States, and the Soviet Union maintained covert communications channels and shared intelligence about troop movements, technological developments, and enemy strategies. Double agents, spy networks, and reconnaissance missions were crucial in providing actionable intelligence, medical, and scientific contributions. Allied forces also conducted medical research, including mass production of penicillin and improvements in battlefield medicine, which dramatically reduced fatalities and improved survival rates, often classified until after the war. These secret operations revealed that the Allies' victory was not solely due to brute force or numbers, but also superior intelligence, planning, and technological innovation behind the scenes. Part 6. The Fall and the Hidden Escapes. By 1944, the tide of World War II had turned decisively against Germany. The Allies advanced from the west, while the Soviet Union pushed from the east, squeezing the Third Reich into collapse. Yet, even in defeat, the Nazi regime was involved in secret escapes, hidden treasures, and covert operations, documented facts, and hidden truths. Hitler's last days. In April 1945, Hitler and his closest associates retreated to the Feuer bunker in Berlin. Detailed eyewitness accounts and forensic evidence confirmed that Hitler committed suicide on April 30. However, a network of Nazi sympathizers had already been preparing escape routes for high-ranking officials through neutral countries and hidden tunnels. Operation Paperclip Evacuation. Many top scientists and engineers, including Werner von Braun, were quietly extracted and brought to the United States under Operation Paperclip. This covert operation ensured that critical scientific knowledge did not fall into Soviet hands. Hidden Nazi treasures. Throughout the war, the Nazis looted gold, art, and cultural treasures from occupied Europe. Allied intelligence and post-war investigations revealed hidden caches in Australia, Germany, and even South America, some of which were never fully recovered. Escape networks. High-ranking officials, scientists, and collaborators often used secret routes to flee Europe. Argentina, Spain, and the Middle East were key destinations. The classified intelligence report confirmed the existence of organized escape networks supported by sympathetic entities. Post-war influence. Many of these escapes and secret operations laid the foundation for Cold War dynamics as former Nazis became advancers, scientists, and intelligence asserts for both the US and Soviet blocs. Despite military defeat, the hidden legacies of the Nazi regime continued to influence the post-war world, shaping technology, intelligence, and geopolitical strategies for decades. Part 7. The Legacy and the Shadows Left Behind. World War II ended in 1945, leaving a scar on humanity that reshaped the political, technological, and cultural landscape. Behind the battle's treaties, the war left hidden legacies that continue to influence our world today. Documented facts and hidden truths. Technological advances, many innovations developed during the war, from rocketry to radar and medicine, laid the groundwork for modern technology. Intelligence networks. The espionage, code-breaking, and secret operations of both Axis and Allies created methods and infrastructures that shaped the Cold War and modern intelligence agencies, culture, and moral lessons. The atrocities and horrors of the war, documented in archives and trials, serve as enduring reminders of the consequences of unchecked power, prejudice, and ambition. Hidden influence. Some scientists, strategists, and former officials from the Axis power continued to global development, often in secret, influencing space programs, military technologies, and intelligence operations for decades. Ultimately, the shadows of World War II remind us that history never fully told on the surface. Beneath the well-known events lie layers of human courage, secrecy, and consequences that continue to shape our world. The world remembers the battles, but the shadows of secrets, courage, and consequences continue to shape our history, reminding us that what lies beneath the surface often defines the future.